Huawei, proud sponsor of TechBusters.
The 2015 Accenture Innovation Conference promises to bring innovation and disruption to the fore. We have business leaders that have gathered here from all over the world, thought thinkers like Clayton Christensen, the inventor of Google Glass, including our very own South African inventor of the dry bath, have come here to talk about innovation and the disruption that innovation will bring in this complex business world that we're living in, driven today by this incredible technology and digital tsunami that's heading our way. What will tomorrow look like? How will innovation impact business today? This is what we will find out at the 2015 Accenture Innovation Conference. Join me. It's all about innovation at the Accenture Innovation Conference, and boy, the speakers been powerful, and what a collection and what an incredible lineup of speakers. The Chief Digital Officer at Accenture South Africa, Lee Nike, joins me. Lee, what is the idea behind the conference? Obviously innovation is at the core, but it's certainly sparking ideas, and this is so much about what we need in South Africa. South Africa needs innovation.
Aki, clearly South Africa does need innovation. The question is, what do they do with it? So be it an entrepreneur in the township or be it a large organization, clearly something must change. Today's event provokes that conversation. We brought together global leading experts that talk innovation, Lisa Bedell, Clayton Christensen, but we've also brought forward Ludwig Marishane, our local dry bath inventor. So the conversation goes along the lines of how do we start to change the way we work? We as organizations, large or small, have always tried to do things by ourselves. Today's conversation talks about frugal or open innovation, changes the way we innovate. In fact, we've said stop innovating by yourself, start to collaborate as part of an ecosystem, leveraging other ideas, bring that into the fabric of your organization. Suddenly, we've gone from being just an organization that delivers many services that are commoditized to one that's a trusted access partner, where we deliver services by tapping into other ideas, other capabilities, driving efficiencies and greater value for our organizations and our customers.
Google has named him one of the 12 brightest minds in the world, and Time magazine put him in their top 30 under 30. He's South Africa's youngest patent filer. He's invented the dry bath. He's none other than Ludwig Marishane, and he joins us today. Ludwig, an extraordinary presentation at the Accenture Innovation Conference.
Thank you very much.
What is your secret?
I don't really think there is a secret. I try to be honest and frank. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. My PR agent calls it spice. She says I've got this thing of spice and just telling people as it is, and I think that's part of the reason people love listening to me and working with me, is I'm quite brutally but productively honest.
It doesn't just start off with the dry bath. I mean, the success to get to dry bath, there were other obstacles along the way. You had lots of other different ideas. Just take us through growing up and how your entrepreneurial mind and how that innovation was sparked off in your mind.
Okay, so the personal journey, the whole obsession with entrepreneurship started probably when I was in grade 9, when I wanted to make my own fuel. This was after watching Top Gear and seeing them make their own petrol, and then finding out about biodiesel and ethanol fuel, etc. And I picked biodiesel because that would be the easiest one to get to market. But then a company called De Beers Fuels, I don't know if you guys still remember, not related to De Beers, the mining company, got 50 million rand funding from the government, and I basically gave up because they had way more money than me and they were going to get to the market faster than me, although they did get closed down, I think 2 years later, for fraud. So I maybe should have stuck with that a little bit longer. And then I tried to invent a healthy cigarette. This is specifically because I'm not a smoker, but I got smokers to try out my tea-based cigarette. Turned out the idea had actually already been patented by an American in 1992. So for someone at a young age, I didn't wait too long. I knew that I didn't have anything where I was in the middle of rural town in Thingy, and on the border of Mpumalanga and Limpopo. The only thing I had was what I had, the ability I had, the money I could pay at the public phone trying to call companies and find out more information, the money I spent on data bundles, just trying to do research, etc. That's all I could do, and that is what I did, and slowly but surely it piled up. I mean, the dry bath journey has been 6 years, also in the making, and people don't know. We only came to fame when it was about 4 years in, and even at that stage, we still weren't comfortable.
Now tell us about dry bath. How does it work? I think you got some in your pocket.
Yes, I've got some in my pocket here.
Yeah.
Smell fresh.
Yeah.
Smell
He's
fresh.
been using dry bath. This is what it is.
Yeah, so dry bath is a bath substituting gel. You apply it onto your skin just like you would apply normal lotion.
Yeah.
Your normal hand rubbing motion on your skin removes the dead cells, and then it removes full body odor on your skin. If you've got dust and you've been outdoors and you're really dirty, then you wipe off with a wet cloth and remove any debris, and you're sorted, fresh for the whole day.
So there's nothing like this in the world.
No, there's nothing like this in the world. When I first developed it, there was a competing product called No Rinse in the US, been around for 20 years. Their solution was still use the bucket bathing method, but put in a soap that doesn't get soapy, so you don't need to rinse yourself, therefore the name No Rinse. Whereas we wanted a solution that really took away body odor, because that's the true definition of why people feel clean. Although hydration is important and getting wet and using soap, etc., feels like a great ritual because we've learned to use it, the imperative is get rid of body odor. So no matter what luxurious bath I offered you for the rest of your life, if it doesn't get rid of body odor, it's useless to you.
Toby Shapshak, we found a solution, guy. This is it. Lisa Bodell is the CEO and founder of Future Think. She's also the author of Kill the Company, End the Status Quo, and Start an Innovation Revolution. So, Lisa, how do you start this revolution, and how do you kickstart innovation within an organization?
I mean, I think people need kind of this call to arms to do something different, because we fall into the status quo too easily. We like routine, we like to do all the things we're familiar with, but one of the things I talk about is if you really want to be good at what you do, you don't want to be the best at it, you want to be the only one that does it. And so that's how we want to end the status quo and make people better question their assumptions through some creative exercises.
I liked what you said in your presentation that, you know, in order to create this innovation, you need to keep things simple as well, because I think that we complicate things and this stifles innovation, doesn't it?
That's right, absolutely. I think people go towards the complex because it's easy to do. It's human nature to kind of come up with more, and we often value more versus less. Right? People want more, it must be more value,
yes.
But actually less can be better. So simplicity is a big thing. A thing what you're going to see with corporations though is they become so overwhelmed with complexity that we're going to actually have a backlash on it. People are starting to replace in their corporate statements the word innovation with simplicity. We are not seeing innovation initiatives anymore. That's kind of assumed that you'll have those.
Yes.
We're having simplicity initiatives.
Which companies, in your view, get this right?
There's a few that are actually really, they're getting it right. Not anybody has done it perfectly yet.
Yes.
So we look at people that have done product design and we think that's simplicity, but simplicity is also about the process of it. So companies like P&G are doing a very good job of looking at, from an engineering standpoint, how do we take things out versus put them in?
Yes.
Altria is doing a good job of this. Divisions within J&J are doing a very good job of this, because they're making it a habit. They're not just talking about simplicity and saying, be simple,
yes.
but they're actually giving people the training and the tools and the skills to make it something they do every day.